All right, welcome back. It's episode 22. Thank you for listening to 22 episodes of me and almost the same guy talk for multiple hours. So that's pretty cool. A little bit of housekeeping before we get going. If you bought a shirt, thank you so much. We have it ready for you. We've got them all bagged up, ready to go. They're $20. We do have a Venmo account for the podcast specifically. And even if you didn't buy a shirt and you want to give us money, I won't stop you. But yeah, let us know. And I think we have maybe 4 or 5 shirts left. So if you want a shirt, let us know, and we will make sure that we got your size and get one coming to you. We've got a very special guest today, a very close friend of Caleb and I's. Some of you may know him as Funny Parker B. Some of you may know him as Turvis the person. Most of you are going to know him as Parker, my smart friend from, way too far away, who works for some company that produces a whole bunch of stuff. And he's pretty much the smartest person that I've ever met in my entire life. And have you ever met anyone who goes to Harvard? He's smarter than them because he turned them down. So it's Funny Parker B, Turvis the person, Parker Griffin.
A lot of that had some truth to it.
That's good, right? I didn't lie that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good. So I am glad that you're on here. There's a lot of my friends from work that watch, and I talk about you like a lot. And so I'm glad that they're going to be able to put a face and voice and everything. Because like I can show them a picture of us from like high school or something, but it's like not the same as like they're getting to listen to you for an hour, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, I do look a little different since high school as well.
Yep.
I think I gained an inch, maybe.
Yeah, you are.
I think I
huge.
gained an inch. Yeah.
You're like so tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Taco
crazy.
Falls.
Yeah. Yao Ming
Somebody I'm shorter
comes
than.
to mind.
Another one that I'm shorter than. Yeah.
Tell the people a little bit about your day-to-day in Seattle working for Amazon.
Yeah, I work for Amazon. I spend about 10 hours a day looking at a screen.
Nice.
The bad screen. The work screen.
Oh, no.
Probably not 10 hours. That's
Okay.
definitely not 10 hours.
Do you think you look at that screen more or your phone screen more?
Definitely my laptop screen gets looked
Really?
at more.
Okay.
On the work days. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, what?
I've been looking at my phone a lot.
Yeah, it's actually kind of tough because sometimes I'll be at work and I have the ability to look at my laptop to see like a Slack message or something.
Yeah.
But I'll look at it on my phone anyway.
Yeah. I know that you're not an Apple guy. But Apple will give you I'm sure that your whatever probably gives you one too, but they'll give us a like screen report thing, and it'll be like, hey, you spent this many hours on TikTok, you should go touch grass.
Yeah, I've looked at that a couple times.
Yeah, it's pretty eye-opening.
Never been happy with the results.
No.
Yeah, I think one time during COVID, I remember I had like 23 hours of screen time for a day.
That is crazy.
And
I like when it's like, so ours will just come up, and then I think it's usually every Sunday, and it'll just be like, hey, your screen time went down 10% this week. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. I was outside today. It's, I don't think I've ever looked at it and been like, oh, nice, I'm doing good. It's pretty much always like, wow.
yeah, it's always a bad number.
Yeah. It's a world that we live in.
Mm-hmm. I've been thinking about that, kids growing up now, they're always going to have a screen. And I got one early too, I guess, with, I had a DS when I was younger.
Dude.
I had just learned how to read.
I never did.
And then I was starting to play video games. Well, yeah, you don't.
I don't know how to
need to read to play video games.
Yeah, I know what a square is, and I know that on 2K that means that I'm shooting. So
anytime dialogue shows up, you just get right past it.
Exactly. X as many times as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You game on the computer though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do a lot of stuff on the computer.
Your PS5.
You do a lot of stuff different than the rest of us, which is
what does
probably
that mean?
Just like, you don't play on PlayStation or Xbox. You got a computer. You ain't got no Apple. You got whatever you got rocking over there.
Well, I have an Apple for work now.
Do you really? You have a Mac?
Yeah. I got.
Do you love it?
I do love it.
Dude, yes. Is this the door?
No, I got made fun of by all my coworkers during my internship. They saw me with a Windows laptop and they said, "Oh, did they not let you?
Oh, are you poor?
Did they not let you request a MacBook? Did they run out of the MacBooks? What's the deal?" I said, "Oh, I wanted this one."
Just they're like, shook their head. What's wrong with you?
So now it's MacBook.
So you got bullied into.
It just works.
What do you mean it just works?
It just works.
Dude, I tell you what, bro. I also recently got a Mac at work, and it has changed everything because I have to do so much like communicating and stuff to customers on my phone, which is good, but also can be kind of dangerous because if I'm sitting at my desk and I get on my phone to text somebody at work or a customer or whatever, and I get a notification on Instagram because you sent me a meme, I'm going to go look at it. You know what I mean? Mm. So I can like text and do all that stuff just like it's my phone, but on the computer, which is so nice.
Yeah, I've been afraid of linking mine.
Why? Apple is so secure. What are you scared of?
I'm just scared. No, I feel like I shouldn't be using these work resources for my personal life. But I guess you're getting text from clients, so it makes more sense.
Right, yeah.
But for me, if I'm getting a text, that it's purely...
Bad. So you're primarily like everything is over Teams and stuff? Or
yeah.
How does that work?
We've been having to go into the office 3 times a week.
Wow.
In person.
Okay.
That's turning into 5 times a week, like everyone else.
Weird. So they're going to make you be like just like a normal workforce.
Yeah, it sucks. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Why would they do that? Is productivity down?
Productivity's up, I think, since AI.
How much can AI help you in your job? Because AI can't really do shit for me.
It depends. Sometimes it's really smart and sometimes it's really, really dumb.
Yeah.
Like it'll just, you ask it to do something and then it wants to help you so bad.
Yeah, and it's so eager.
It'll make up code that doesn't exist.
Oh. So that can be dangerous if you're not checking it.
Yeah. Well, there's no way to, like, if you just try to submit it,
right,
it's not going to work. It's not going to run. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is. Honestly, it's insane how much all of that makes no sense to me. Just
all
like
of AI?
No, just like all of the coding and everything that you do is like, it's. I mean, I know more about Spanish than I do that. I can't even say it's like speaking Spanish. Like it's that far. Like the only reason I know how to use my computer at work is because it's just like my phone.
I think I could show you some code and you would know what it's doing.
Can you explain it? Can you just give me anything?
Okay, if I say int x equals 5.
Okay.
What is that doing?
I mean, it's doing a math equation for something? Question mark?
It's like assigning a value of 5 to the variable x of type integer.
Okay.
Or
So-
if I said print X,
Mm-hmm. So you're.
what would the output be from that?
I mean, it would just print the. Sure. Okay. Yeah. But are you actually dealing with stuff that's that kindergarten or no?
Well, no, but
What?
But a lot of the job is like most of the code is already there.
There.
And then you just need to modify a little
the function.
bit of it. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
So you have a lot of stuff to go off of.
Yeah.
So I think it's like any other job. You know, you learn a lot on the job.
Mm-hmm. Got a question for you.
Okay.
Are you ready? And I need you to just think through it with me because I haven't done a ton of thinking on it either. Okay. So we're going to think through this together. The Grinch. It's almost Christmas time, ladies and gents. The Grinch. Is the Grinch his name? Is it his ethnicity? Is it his work? Like, is it his occupation? Like, you know, can we just workshop this a little bit? Because I think that there's a case for all three. Because they are.
As you were saying, and I'm like, I feel like that could apply.
They're calling him Mr. Grinch.
He has no other name.
Right. There isn't another. He's not referred to as anything but that. But if you look, he's called the Grinch. If you look at that, I mean, if you start looking at the Grinch as being a slur, like, you're a green one, Mr. Grinch. Okay, substitute green with a different skin color.
Yeah, if you completely change the sentence, it sounds bad.
But I'm just saying, like, okay, is being... I think ethnicity is probably lowest on the poll. But, like, if it's his occupation...
Yeah,
like
he has a lot of fur. It's not like definitely not humanoid.
He's got his snout. His
Yeah,
is he
I
a
think
who?
Yeah.
So
he
here
is a who. He is a who.
He's a who, but he's different than the other who's because the other who's ain't furry, right? So is he? That's my biggest part of is it ethnicity?
That's where
I'm like
are confused.
What are the chances that he's not a who and he's the only character in the entire movie referenced as anything other than a who in Whoville where all the who's live?
What happens when his heart grows 3 sizes? Does he change color? Or no?
That's a good question.
I don't really know.
I don't really know either
enough about this.
But
I think it could be a profession because I mean it's like all he does is
right. So I mean, I guess you could say it's all three, but
downer.
Like, yeah, I mean, like, you're being a Grinch right now. But I was like, you're being a real Grinch. Like, you're being a downer. You're, like, if I say Grinch, the first thing you're gonna think of is what he looks like.
Yeah.
And then you're immediately going to think of, like, the story about how he's just taking, like, his whole purpose in life is just taking gifts from kids.
So cool.
Anti-Santa. So, but could it be the profession then?
Somebody's got to do it.
Well, I don't think you have to do it.
No, if you didn't
you don't have to take the gifts from the kids. You don't have to be, like...
Well, what's the movie then?
I mean, yeah.
You can't just have a movie where there's no conflict.
Sure. But I mean,
he's doing a good deed. You know, he's
for who?
For
not the who's.
For us watching the movie.
Yeah, I mean, he's building a character arc. Cool. He's also just a D-bag.
Yeah, he's a villain.
Yeah.
He's villainous.
Okay. So, I mean, do you have an answer? I don't know if there is. I mean,
It's definitely.
really,
his
I think
name.
it's all 3.
It's definitely his name.
You think it's his name?
Yeah, I'm
And
iffy.
just
I'm
name?
iffy on. Could that be his profession? Leaning towards yes on that.
I mean,
I don't think
and
Grinch.
I don't.
Would be
I don't really think that there's like
ethnicity.
another scenario where you're like, man, quit being such a Parker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that wouldn't come up really.
Like, if I was like, dude, you're being a real salesman right now. Like, you immediately, you're like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that
saying?
could be.
So do you like the context
a
there
thing
makes sense?
yeah.
Of you're you're
Okay.
being a Grinch right now. So is Grinch just being anti-Santa Claus, and that's like his thing, which you can also quit doing your thing. Like, I could quit my job and I'm not a salesman anymore. You know what I'm saying? Which he does at the end of the movie. He doesn't go and take kids' gifts anymore. But then he's still the Grinch.
He still gets
So,
called
see,
the Grinch.
That's
So that's
it's a real
good
catch-22.
evidence towards
It
name.
being his name.
Yeah,
What if your name was just the Parker?
the Parker.
The Parker.
I'd be cool with that.
Have you ever wanted to change your name?
Not really, but there's been times where I've met new people and lied about my name. I would be like,
Really?
wouldn't it be so funny if I
Like
said my name was Chad
Dawson?
or Clyde or Dawson in my
Add me on Snapchat, Ballin27.
Yeah, and my username was Balling27.
That was such a meme for so long. I just added him to a group chat that we're in for 2K, and Josh Lake is in there, and he was like, "Oh, Ballin27, Ballin." He made a big old deal out of it. I thought that was so funny. I immediately thought of you.
That's maybe the
Walking
most
around.
social I've ever been when
Yeah.
I was just
Dude.
on a mission to try to.
Yeah, walking around at track and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Was it track or cross country or both? Probably.
Both.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Also, you're out here just putting in work for who? Not you.
No,
Like, you're out
not,
here just-
not him either. He's like getting annoyed.
Yeah,
It's like, why are these people adding me? I don't know them.
it does seem like something he'd get. He listens to every episode. Hi, Dawson, I love you. He gets flustered. You can get him riled up. He's gotten so much better about it, but it used to be like his shoe would come untied, and he's like, "Well, yeah, I mean, everything sucks. This ruins my day. I was gonna have a good day, and I can't now because my shoe's untied." It's like, just tie your shoe, move on.
Yeah, I think that's too minor, Dawson. I can't believe that you would do that. It's too minor. Stubbing your toe though, or
So,
wet sock.
Maddie asked me this question the other day, and I thought, who better to have the conversation with than you? If I could pick, so she worded it a little different, so I'm gonna change it to make it more of a game kind of. You get to pick 2 females and 2 males, and the 5 of you are going to be fighting another group of 5 people. The people that you pick have to be music artists.
Okay.
My answers for my females, I think I'm gonna go Glorilla because she seems like she can scrap a little bit. I mean, she's from Memphis, got a birdiful spirit.
Memphis.
Memphis. Got
Birdiful,
She
yeah.
got a birdiful spirit.
I saw that clip.
And then, I mean, Cardi B is part of a gang, is what I learned recently. I don't know what gang, but I would assume that means she can probably scrap too. Pretty obvious answer for the men, Chris Brown. He's already proven that he can fight pretty well. And also 21 Savage, I think probably would be another answer.
Okay.
Have I given you enough time?
I've really, I was focused a lot on listening to you,
Mm-hmm.
so I haven't really thought too
That's
much about
something
the
that-
women. But
That's something Caleb hates doing.
as soon as you said it, instantly, 2 people came to mind for the men. I would say DJ Diesel for one. You familiar with DJ Diesel?
Like Shaq?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
Yeah, I think
he would. I think he could hold his own. in
he would be a
physical altercation.
A natural tank. People would look at him and be like, "That's who we gotta go for."
I'm gonna fight that one, and you get that one.
Mm-hmm. And then my other male pick is TK.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
that's a good pick. I like that pick. He did the race, I heard.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Throwing. I tell you that I talked to YB and Namir on Instagram.
Oh, to get a shout out, he was doing shout outs.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, I'll throw your podcast on my story. It's this much money." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, maybe I'll just screenshot this.
Yeah.
Take
He's like,
YB and Namir said he would put us on a story.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna talk to my partner and get back to you, and he's like, bet.
He was willing.
Yeah. Kind of lit though.
Women. Sexy Red.
Yeah, could see that. Megan Thee Stallion, I feel like, is a decent answer too.
That was
because she's
been shot before, hasn't she?
Yeah, in the foot.
Yeah, so she's been through some struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that crazy of a, right?
I don't know.
What happened with that whole thing? Do you know
anything? I think he recently got put in prison.
Oh.
Or was...
Tory Lanez is tiny. He's like 5'4" or something.
Yeah.
I would love to fact check that, but we don't have anyone here helping today.
Do you think he's the best rapper from Toronto?
No. I think probably Justin Bieber comes to mind. The Weeknd is good. I don't really think of anybody else besides my glorious king Drake.
Yeah, I noticed at the beginning of last episode you were singing.
We were singing
song
for
30 seconds maybe. I was kind of worried
that I was going to ask you to sing.
No, I was worried for like copyright or something.
No, I mean, I text Drake before and I asked if it was fine. He said it was chill. He said just don't do the whole thing, and I was like, "Bet, I got you."
Because those automated systems will pick it up. Because you guys sounded just like the real thing.
Well, and I mean, I use a lot of the same system as Drake does, as far as like
the vocal chain.
Yeah. I mean, I've got, we're similar budgets as far as like microphones and all that stuff go. I mean, it's sure Drake's got like a little bit more, but he's got a label that he's working with, so there's a bit of money there that helps him out. But I mean, other than that, me and him are fairly close, I think.
Yeah, I was honestly very pleasantly surprised with this setup at the studio here.
Yeah, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I was.
It's I mean, it ain't much, but it's honest
as
work.
a listener. I think everyone is probably curious. About the behind the scenes,
right?
What it looks like.
It's
and I never would have expected this, even the setup before I came on.
Yeah,
3 hair and makeup artists.
Oh, dude, I mean,
it was crazy. Like an hour.
Yeah,
an hour to get ready for the podcast that lasts an hour.
Yeah, which again, I do appreciate you getting here so early. But I'm such a strong believer in, like, if you want to put out a good product, you can't just, excuse my language, but you can't half-ass it. Like, you have to go out and do the work. You have to pay the right people to do the right things, and you'll get yourself in a position to be on top. And like I said, I mean, we're 22 episodes in. When you've been doing it as long as we have, and I mean, can we get a round of applause for my co-host Caleb? I mean, the amount of work that he's put in has been insane, getting us to where we are. But yeah, it's a lot more than people think. We had hair and makeup, like you said. Did you hit the tanning beds or no? I mean, you look good.
No, I didn't have time. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Either.
That's
Maybe after.
which I've been working on my manager, trying to just like, again, I want the best product. So I've been really working on my manager getting, I want my people to be with your people as quick as they can, to get you to understand like all these things that you can do to put yourself in a position to win. Like, it's so important,
To win.
Yeah, to win. Life is a game. And if you're playing to lose, you're an idiot, and you should just quit playing now.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like I'm telling you that you should, but don't do that. Start winning instead.
Right.
You feel me?
What a nice speech. What a nice motivational.
It is kind of cool, though.
Affirmation.
Like, actually, it is kind of cool. The Mac that we're recording on was my sister's that she didn't use anymore, which it's like perfect for what we're doing. Like, I got this TV from my mom's sewing room. Anytime that we've like really needed something, it's kind of like fallen in our lap, which I think that that's kind of like a sign that, keep trying, which it's not like we're famous. It's not like we have hair and makeup here, but like we're trying, But I think it's been really cool that basically anytime that we've ever needed anything for the podcast at all, it's just like happened. Like a door is open somewhere, which has been really cool. Even like the merch stuff. I had 2 people that I asked, and basically they were both like, they didn't think they could do it, and then they both figured out that they could, and then I had 2 people that were like, yeah, I will help you do whatever. And it's like, sick. Yeah, been a lot of cool little blessings. So, I mean, what do you actually think?
No,
like,
I actually am really impressed with the setup.
What were you expecting when you came?
I wasn't sure. I
mean, obviously you can see, like, you're seeing less than half the room, which is just like what we have set up for you to see. There's a lot of like, we got a couple computers back there. Sometimes Mike throws on the game.
It's cool.
We've got the 2 screens back there.
You have this TV here.
Yeah.
You can look at yourself while you're talking. You can see what you look like. You can see everything.
I mean,
I don't know. It's cool.
We are, and I've told this before, but like our first episode we recorded in my basement with 1 mic and middle of summer. So my air conditioner down there is running full bore. You can hear that the entire time. We didn't record it at all. We're just like sitting at a table in the basement, like with a microphone between us, talking at each other.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that you removed that episode from the streaming services. Which
I
hope you still have the file, because that's
a
part of.
We have it somewhere.
History.
I think it's cool for the people who were here first that got to listen to it. But I mean, we have had people say that they tried to listen to that episode and then they were like, I don't want to listen to any other episodes because of the quality of it, which is, I mean, it's fair. But obviously we've come a pretty far way.
Yeah, I remember I listened to that first episode on my phone.
Ooh.
It's totally fine.
Oh, really?
Worked perfectly. Yeah, I think I probably had headphones then or something.
Yeah.
So, I could adjust the volume wherever.
Right.
And then I wanted to show one of my friends in Seattle, and we were in his car, and we put it on.
Dude.
And it was like you couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, it's been really tough. That's like when we were like doing all the editing and everything, listen to it in headphones, and it's I mean, like completely different audio than what comes out of the car or out of your phone or out of the computer or whatever. Which that has been, I mean, there's still episodes that are like fairly recent where it's like I text Caleb. I try and listen every morning, like on my way to work every Monday morning, and I'm like, I try and listen in case something.
Here's the audio file.
Right, like in case something is not great, whatever, it doesn't sound, whatever. And if it's like that bad, we'll figure something out. But like, there's been times where I'm texting Caleb and I'm like, dude, I've got my volume like all the way up and I can't hear us, and it's like, it sucks, because we spent. I mean, dude, there's been episodes where we thought we recorded the whole thing and one of the mics wasn't like plugged in all the way. So only one of us, you can, for an hour and 15 minutes, you can only hear one. So we had to throw the whole thing out.
Yeah, and you can't
there's
replicate
right,
that.
there's nothing you can do. Which you can go back in with the same ideas, and like we just went back in with like the same ideas and kind of if there was anything good. But like there's so many times when you're actually having like a conversation when I hit you with something and you're like, oh, that's, whatever. And you know, kind of, right.
We're not
you
actors. We're not actors.
Right. And if you're acting, it's not gonna be the same. But, I don't know. We probably have, maybe 3 or 4 hours worth of, I mean, the first time we tried to record, we bought a microphone and recorded in the car on the way home from Kentucky. Stupid. It sounded so bad. All you heard was from the tires in the car the whole time. Like, but here we are.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we've gone like super far.
That was probably a good idea to practice beforehand.
Yeah. I mean, we like basically practiced and played around with it for like 5 hours on the way home from Kentucky. And then there's the episode that we put out and took off. There's the episode that you can hear me, but through Caleb's mic. So it's like, it's like I'm talking. But yeah, I don't know.
I think other great podcasters have done the exact same thing recently. What are we allowed to talk about other podcasts?
Talk about whatever podcast you want. You just have to disclose that this one's better.
This one is I can say 100% that this one is better. If you listen to the very first episode of the Talk to a podcast,
yeah,
Haley, first thing she says is "Welcome back," but it's the first episode,
Yikes.
So you know that there was some other recordings probably that didn't see the light of day.
Yeah. It's interesting that they would not catch that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously that's a way bigger production than what we have going on here. I mean, we don't even have somebody running. I don't know.
Computer. You watch those?
Like, I have a mouse in my hand right now. Like, if I wanted to stop the podcast or turn you up, or I have to do it right here.
Yeah, it's not like they had anything special either. They were at a WeWork.
What's that?
Like renting. You can rent office space for a day.
Really?
Yeah, WeWork is the company.
Why would you do
I think
that?
they're going bankrupt or something.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I think the business model was, if you don't want to work,
you want to open your business this week and only have it for a week? Cool, we got you. Floor 7.
Exactly. You don't have a home office here. You can come to our WeWork.
So it's like already set up. So I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like for COVID, if it was like everything's online and then now, hey, we need this team to come in, I guess. But can you imagine being Skype? How pissed would you be if you were Skype and you were right 15 years early?
Buddy.
Think of how many things are like that just like, I remember Skyping you when you lived in France.
Yeah, to be honest, though.
You lived in France.
I did. For
half a year.
Whole semester.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
so
probably,
yeah.
half a year. Second
Crazy.
grade.
Like, we would Skype. It'd be like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
boom,
I
boom,
don't know
boom.
how good our webcams were.
Oh, they're terrible. I have one in here. I thought it would work for Mike to be able to use it, and it's so bad. I mean, it looks like I could record a better video on concrete. Like with just a cement brick in my hand, it would be better. It's so bad. But could you, I mean, think about how many things are like, people have this great idea, and it's like, if COVID would have happened 15 years earlier, and I'm sure the people of Skype are, and it's probably something else now. Like they probably sold out to something else.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's still Skype. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But Zoom is better. It does work better, I think.
Yeah.
I never liked Skype. You only use Skype because it was the only option.
Yeah, you didn't have another choice. Have you FaceTimed at all with your computer? I guess
with my computer, no.
I mean, do they get on you if you use that for just like personal stuff?
No.
I'm assuming the company bought it for you.
They haven't. Yeah, they haven't yet. But
do you use it for personal stuff?
No.
Am I doxing you?
No.
I mean, you have a nice computer though, right?
Yeah. I mean, I will like. It has a way longer battery life than my other laptop.
Yeah.
So if I want to be like on the go and watch something on a streaming service or whatever, like I'm logged into like Netflix on my work laptop.
Are they like, if you said, hey, I want to go on a vacation and you just wanted to like come home for a month, would they let you do that, you think? If you're like, I just want to like
and work from here.
Yeah.
Or I think there was a policy where you can do up to a month of completely remote work a year.
Ain't bad.
I'm not really sure, how that's changing.
Right.
Whatever. But yeah, the vacation hours are pretty good.
Yeah. All of our vacation days, like if you don't use them, like basically they have like a set amount based off some algorithm that they give you this much money if you use a vacation day. And I hit my 5th year at Lighthouse this year, so my
congrats.
Thank you. My vacation time I think like doubled, and basically the only time that I'll use vacation days is I have every 4th Saturday off, like every 4th Saturday of the month off. And then I also have Thursdays off. So what I'll do is I'll take
that
Friday off
of the month off.
Yeah. And then I'm getting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or I'll take Wednesday and get Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I get 5 for the price of 2. So like I didn't use very many, and I'm not like, I don't need to use that in like November because I'm not like going on vacation in November. So I'll just take my Saturday off and be on with it. But like it's really hot that I can basically cheese it a little bit.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I've noticed it. It feels to me like a cheat code. Like, like I'm not taking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. I'm taking 5 different Fridays off.
Yeah. And
I'm getting
right. Like I can take
5 fantastic weekends where I can do anything. The world is,
which I don't have to, if I'm taking the day off, I don't have to use a vacation day, if that makes sense. So like I can take the day, I can just take an unpaid day off.
Oh.
Right. So then at the end of the year, like my paycheck that's going to hit on the 25th, I'm basically getting paid twice because all of my vacation days
so they don't roll over, they get deleted, they turn into money.
Yes.
I see.
Bingo. So they like it just pumps on it. And I was looking at my thing today and I was like, it's probably going to be like a little lighter. And I looked at it and I was like, hey, love to see it.
Nice.
That's happy holidays.
Perfect timing because
Bingo.
This is the most expensive time. You're buying gifts and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Flights.
Yeah. I was playing 2K with some people the other day, and they were like, oh, what was your...
Yeah, your friend that you have never met. Have you never seen their face?
I have seen their face. We have Snapchat.
Oh.
And he sent me. He was like, "Hey, if I send you a video of my kids," and I'm like, he just started coaching his kids in basketball, and he didn't play basketball like in high school. He played football, so like a very Mr. Weitzel-esque. So he's like, if I send you some videos of me like doing some training work with my kids, and I think his kids are probably like 5 to 8, so they're not like
it
super
doesn't need
old,
to be
right? It doesn't have to be anything crazy. But he like doing different dribbling drills and boxing out and all that stuff, right? And I was
That
like,
seems pretty
right. I was like, that's
advanced.
I was
for
like,
that
that's
level.
so sick. Like,
Yeah.
it's so cool that you're like spending time with your kids doing that. Like, that's so important for them. And me not having kids, we had been talking about like, who asked me like, did I play in high school? Yes. Like, what kind of player were you? And I was like, just chuck threes, dude. Like, that's like, and he's like, oh, so you're a shooter? And I was like, I mean, I guess. I sent him a video of me.
We only had guards and forwards.
Yeah, facts.
You were a guard.
I was a guard. Yeah, facts. And I sent him a video of me our senior year in the 3-point contest. And I just, like, first 2 racks, I missed 1 shot. So I went 9 for 10. And he was like, oh, okay, so you, like, actually know how to shoot the ball. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, send me some, like, different drills to work on with my kids. And I was like, bet. Like, that's awesome. Yeah. So I, like, got in my bag a little bit and, like, went through I set my phone up and, like, I should have used that, actually, which is so crazy that I didn't even think about using. I didn't use about thinking my tripod that I have. I just, like, set.
This is a podcasting tripod only.
It's so stupid. I was, like, setting it up against, like, boxes. I was, like, finding boxes to set on the counter to prop my phone up. But hit him with some different drills, and he was like, oh, dude, that drill's like so OP, that's so sick, and like all these different things. And I'm like, it's so sick that like he gets so excited about it. Like, I can't wait to like have kids that I can do that with.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
that made me think. I mean, you've been an uncle for a long time.
Since I was 6.
Yeah, I can't remember when you weren't an uncle.
Right.
So you've been at that for a long time.
Yeah.
And now you're married.
Yep.
Having kids of your own seems to be
the next step.
The play that people go for next. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I think that we're waiting for my mom to be done working at the school so that we can have like just a full time
a babysitter.
Babysitter all the time.
For, mostly free.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We're not like in any.
And you have a house too. That was another.
Right. We're not in any
milestone.
like crazy hurry. Yeah. So we're out here.
Yeah. I mean, don't feel like you have to be in a rush to have kids or anything.
Which Maddie's a few years younger than us anyway. So like, I feel like where we're at right now is like a pretty average age to start having kids, or a little bit younger.
Yeah, well,
like, I mean, in the 20 to, I don't know. I feel like in the 20 to,
I don't know. I still feel like
28 range is like when typically people start having kids, right?
Yeah, I think that's probably
Like,
probably the average.
average-
That's probably the average.
Like not that it's like a social norm, just like that's probably like about the right.
Mm-hmm.
But she's still, I mean, she's almost 22. So we're higher.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 24. I think
Yeah, you're so old.
I was gonna say that I'm a kid still.
Oh, okay.
I'm not ready for that level of responsibility. No.
Why? You're so responsible. Are you responsible?
No, I don't think so.
Really? You live with anybody?
Yeah, I have a roommate.
That's so crazy. I didn't know that.
I have a guy roommate, Michael.
Is he
His name's
cool?
Michael. He's so cool. He's the better roommate for sure. Like I'll get
What?
home. I'll
Okay.
get home, and in my mind, I'll be thinking, "Oh no, what am I gonna do? I'm so hungry, and I can't go grocery shopping. I'm too lazy right now." Michael, I'll walk in. Hey, I just made some pot roast. You want any? Yeah,
You're like, yeah, I'll
maybe
take.
maybe half. Of it.
Yeah, let me get some of that.
Twist my arm.
That's really interesting to me. Does he do? What does he do? How did you meet him?
We met interning. He's also a software engineer.
So you guys
yeah.
do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. My
do
friend
you
group
think-
has become way more homogenous since
Really?
moving there. Yeah, it's like only friends with software engineers, and then the people that we know who are not are like the girlfriends
Yeah.
or
Right.
friends.
What's
of-
It's a lot of software engineers out there, right? It's a lot of tech stuff.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Why? Do you know why?
The
Because it rains all the time. Everybody's
one
inside.
thing is the city of Seattle like pays money to Amazon and to companies for them to have their headquarters there.
Really?
'Cause
What's the benefit?
The benefit, if you have your headquarters at the city, you're going to have your workers live there who are
Pumping
then going
Money
to
back into the
Yeah.
That makes sense.
boost your economy. They're
Right.
on the higher paid sides. They're
Yeah.
gonna
Right. That makes sense. How stoked would you be if the Supersonics came back?
that would be awesome.
Who's your favorite Supersonic?
Lenny Wilkins?
Is that a real poll?
Lenny Wilkins, yeah, he's probably the most famous one.
What's your favorite part about his game?
Um,
Can you name me another one?
no.
Yeah, you can.
Kevin Durant,
Good job. And you can name one more for sure. My favorite.
Russell Westbrook.
I think that he was drafted as a Thunder. You can definitely name one more. He's my favorite basketball player of all time.
Oh, Fred VanCleef.
Is that a real poll? Because I don't.
No.
Okay. Come on, he shoots trays.
Kevin Garnett.
Nope. Timberwolf. You got this. I really do trust you. He played for the Celtics. He played for the Bucks. He was drafted as Supersonic. Number 20. Bald head. Chucks threes.
The more information you gave me, the worse
I wrote him.
feel.
I wrote him a letter in 5th grade, and he sent me something back that was autographed.
I'm sorry.
Rebound. Bosh. Rebound out to. No.
I'm sorry.
Okay. No, it's good. Ray Allen.
Yeah, I know Ray Allen.
Like personally.
I know of him. Yeah, I know the name.
Dude, don't you
I know.
hate when people are like, if you're like, I need a phone charger, and they're like, I got one at home. Shut up.
Guilty.
Like, I will punch you in the chest so hard your shoulders touch. Shut up.
You know, some
Not
people
you
can do that,
specifically.
like,
I wouldn't do that to you. I love you.
naturally.
Yeah. How? Dude. People can just grab a phone book and rip it. Shut up. Why?
Oh, I was trying to practice for that for a while.
Were
For a
you?
little bit, yeah, for a while, and like an hour.
You can do Rubik's Cubes really good?
Yeah,
Is that real? Hold on. Thought for sure there was one in there. Not gonna lie to you.
That drawer's too small to house one.
No, it's perfect size. We've got dogs in the neighborhood, and when one of them barks, it's like a 5-alarm fire for the rest of the dogs that just go nuts the whole time.
Oh, the dogs are getting picked up by the.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. No, it's a fairly common occurrence. If you're a listener and you don't want to listen to it, you can buy us a new studio somewhere that's not in my house that doesn't house dogs.
Yeah, if you're a cat person, you can try and find them a location that has.
Cat person or dog person?
I've always been a dog person. I've always really, most of my life, I've actually been scared and intimidated by cats.
Really? That's
Yeah.
interesting. I think that's a common thing. Cats are they're more like on site. I don't really feel like I've ever been too scared of a dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was one time when I was getting chased by a dog. And
Well, that would make you
that
more
was scary.
scared.
I was on my bike and I was going to Buddha's house. Shout out Justin Kinsinger. And the dog was like literally, I was pedaling as fast as I could to his house. He was outside and I like came up and he just kicked the dog right in the face and it ran away.
Oh my
But it was like,
gosh.
dude, it was literally biting at me. Like it was like trying to bite my ankles.
Yeah, he protected you. That's nice.
Yeah.
Maybe if you had a new bike, you would have pedaled faster. Do you think?
Look at you brushing up on the old WRWD studios stuff here. You watch Survivor at all?
No, that's one of the
I don't either.
reality shows that I don't watch.
I'm glad that you said no because I don't think I could have carried that conversation very far.
But
I had two guys at work today that were like,
oh, Parvati, yeah, Parvati.
dude, they were like, hey,
Fabio.
what if we talked about Survivor on your podcast? And I was like,
I think there
maybe.
already are. There are like Survivor podcasts.
Yeah. There's a really good. I almost ask you again if you watch Survivor. Haha.
So you really want to go into that topic that you don't
I really don't know
much
anything.
about?
Yeah. I know that my favorite basketball podcast, the guys love Survivor, and they have a separate podcast for Survivor, which is like really good, I guess.
Yeah, I think
I've been told by my friends who watch Survivor.
I think Survivor is supposed to be like one of the best competition reality shows, but I just feel like if I'm watching TV or something, I want to be watching a 10 out of 10 show on cable TV, not a reality show, or I want to be watching 0 out of 10 trashiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
What I mean, like, do you have anything like?
What's the 0 out of 10?
Yeah, I mean, my
MILF Manor season 1, MILF Manor season 2, Too Hot to Handle seasons
dude,
1 through 3.
Is it Cake? It's one
Is
that
it
I
Cake?
like, where it's like,
Yeah, that's just
because I want it to either be good enough that I can like dial and just sit and like I'm so sucked to the TV that I can't look away, or I want it to be bad enough that I don't feel guilty about looking at my phone.
Yeah, I think shows are getting simpler. Like they're getting dumbed down more because I think studios recognize
That
people are not going to watch it.
yeah,
They're going to be looking at their phone. They're going to be multitasking.
right. It needs to be pick upable enough that like if I accidentally look on Instagram for 13 minutes, I can jump back in and I'm not like, whoa.
Yeah, the plot can't be too complex.
Yeah, that I can't just like walk it back a little bit and figure it out. Yeah. I had one of my coworkers asking me like, I'm pretty sure I'm dyslexic. Like, right. Also, do you remember that one time that we were...
I did think that you had been diagnosed with ADHD.
Yes, that is where I was going. Do you remember that whole situation and how weird that was? When we were sitting at a bar and I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know for sure. I'm pretty sure. I've never been diagnosed. And you go, what? You haven't? And I was like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no doctor, but
one of my coworkers was basically just like asking me all these questions, and he was like, well, is it this and this? And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I see words. They look like soup. I can't.
That seems like
Like sometimes,
the description.
sometimes I'm reading and I'm like, wait. Okay. Like,
Yeah, that description, it sounds like what somebody with dyslexia would say.
yeah. And he was like, well, if you just read more, wouldn't that fix it? And I was like, it's not like I'm fat and I need to like go to the gym to lose weight. Which he thought was pretty funny. Because it was like, it's not like I mean, yes, if I would like read more, I'm sure it would like help. But it's like, something in my brain is wrong. Like, it's not.
Yeah, I remember there was a time in elementary school, I think we had this worksheet that was supposed to emulate what having dyslexia would look like.
Uh-huh.
So it had these words on the page.
Mm-hmm.
What they did was they switched every P with a Q and every M with an N and whatever.
Yeah.
Which, so then all it was like, okay, it's like you're solving some sort of like cipher.
Uh-huh.
So once you figured out the rules, it's like
Right,
you could
then
read
it's
it
you just-
easily.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't think that that's what actually having dyslexia would look like.
I read this thing that was like, basically it was kind of what you just described, but opposite. It was like, if you have dyslexia, just try and read this fast. And I melted it. And then it was like, okay, go back and look at those words. And it was like, literally like they just like, they left some words, they just took letters out. Some words they switched letters around. Some of them they added like, but it was like,
That's interesting.
it like unsouped all of them. And it was like, I've never been able to read that fast ever.
It seems like they should be able to do that with every word then. Like you should be able to get like a Chrome extension or something that
would just
will
fix
do
it.
that for you.
Yeah. Which I don't know if it's just, and I mean, obviously I've never had anybody else's brain, so I don't know like if how other people look at it, even if it's somebody else that like for sure is dyslexic and they're reading something, like I'm assuming it's not the same as like I would really, really doubt that we all see every letter the exact same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or every word the exact same. Like I'm assuming that would be like,
Yeah, it seems
based
like
off
every
how
person would have to
dyslexic are you?
figure out their
yeah.
own way of
Right.
you know,
So I don't know if that
translating this.
like how that was just happened to work for me or what. All I know is that I went down and I showed my mom and I was like, I can read this like really fast. And she was like, these are not real words. And I was like,
Be happy for me.
I was like, this is the biggest breakthrough in my reading career. No, she was really happy that I could read it, but also like, why can you read this?
Yeah, and you don't really need to read fast
No.
anymore.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have meetings, and sometimes we got to read in the meeting, so they'll just be like, hey. Or in front of, like, all of Lighthouse, we'll have, like, dealership meetings, and they'll be like, all right, just go ahead and start reading and pick a sentence or a paragraph or whatever and start reading. And I'm like, oh, no.
What, you popcorn read in your meetings?
Kinda, sometimes.
That's awful.
It's,
Man, I think
and
here's the document. All right, let's give everybody
couple
15,
minutes to read
20
it.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, go over it. Leave
Which-
any comments?
Yeah, which, I mean, most of the stuff that we're reading like that is not, I mean, it's just like our core behaviors or like stuff like that where it's like, I know all this stuff anyway. It's not that scary anymore. But there is some times where we're like, we'll just go around and like read something out of the Bible. And then for that, it's like, okay, these words could be like thans and thusks and like I'm going to have to like, I might have to teach myself a word on the fly. That's scary, you know? So I'll go through and I'll I'll try and like figure out.
Yeah, that's dangerous
because if one person
there's some
reads
words
too much.
where there's some words. It's like I remember I've read. There's words I've read before I ever heard them out loud. So like what I would hear in my inside voice, mental voice, would be totally different than the real pronunciation.
I feel like still happens probably too much where I either see a word and hear it read or something like that, and I'm like, huh, never seen it written before. That's crazy.
Like epitome.
No idea.
If you read it, I would read it in my head and I would think epitome.
Epitome?
Epitome.
Why is there extra letters and stuff that doesn't need it?
English
like
is
kernel? Why?
Garbage language.
If you could pick to know any language, what would you pick?
I would want... So, that's tough. Spanish would be hands down the most useful in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
By far.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
French would be...
That's a cool language.
Really cool. Yeah.
Why? Like, German is so aggressive.
Yeah.
There's some that are just like, ooh, that's a like sexy way of saying words, and some of that are like, ugh.
Yeah, I think... English has a lot of words from German. I think one reason is because if people in Europe learn English at a really young age, so if you go there and you speak in not perfect their native language, they will be like, I can't understand you. Let's just go into English.
Right. Yeah. Where we're like, yeah, that had most of the words that kind of
we're I think Americans are actually like really good at
progressive in that sense.
Yeah.
Where it's like
you can use the wrong was, were.
Yeah.
As long as the meaning is the same, we're going to understand it. You can put the words in the entirely wrong order. It's going to be totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah. The other day
Europeans are mean.
I said,
what I'm trying to say.
Well, not every time. I'm getting better at it. I am trying. But for a long time, there was THERE, and there was not another way to do it. And I remember I accidentally used it just the wrong way. And in our sales group chat, and somebody like sent in the other one with the little...
Yeah, the asterisk.
Yeah, and I was like, there's going to be a fist in your mouth. Like, shut up. Like,
yeah. Look, I mean, that one is like the one that you should be getting because it's the only one. It's the only one that people...
Right. And
it's the main one people use as an example of what not to do.
And I'm not saying that I didn't understand it. I'm saying I accidentally did it wrong. Also, why? Who are you? Why are you?
I would be guilty of that. Like I
would do that? You're saying
I would correct you. Yeah, I would feel probably not in a work group chat.
In a work group chat in front of 15 people, you'd be like, actually,
no, that's bullying. That's workplace harassment. That's
facts.
They're probably a cool person.
I'm either gonna sue him or hit him.
Someone's getting sued in the end.
I'm either gonna sue them or they're gonna sue me because I workplace harassed them. Physically. Been on one today. Ready to fight. Do you want to do a draft?
What are we drafting?
You got any ideas?
No. No. No.
Nothing?
Yeah. Hey, we talked. I thought we talked the other day. You said, if we're going to do a draft, don't worry.
Yeah, I'll
We're gonna
square us
know.
up.
You're gonna know what the category is before we
Mhm.
even get on there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a fabrication, apparently.
Okay, so I'm gonna make one up. Give me 5 seconds.
Sandwich shops.
I was gonna say, clothing stores, places that you go to buy clothes.
Oh.
Like, so we'll do top 5. Your top 5 clothing stores that you can think of, versus my top 5, and it'll be a snake. So you'll have pick number 1. I'll have 2, 3. Then you have 4. So yeah,
Uniqlo.
tell me more. Is this a Seattle thing,
No, it's
or is it a more
it's a
money than me?
Japanese brand. No, it's very affordable, very comfortable.
Say it one more
They
time.
do a Uniqlo.
Uniqlo? Okay.
UNIQLO.
Okay, I like it.
They
What-
have one in Chicago.
Okay, I've been there before.
Me too. I have been there.
All right. I'm gonna go Ross as my first pick.
I really thought I knew that you would pick Ross,
I love Ross.
and I'm
Dress for less, stress for less, baby. How you doing?
happy that you picked it first because there was just no way that I was ever gonna have that in my
Sure.
top 5. I'm
Sure.
not gonna steal that from you. I know you want it.
Feel free to veto this if you want, but I've been to a ton of them. I'm just gonna chuck this out there. Nike outlet store. I mean, I feel like I've been to like at least 10 of them. So it's like I feel like it's close enough to like a chain.
Does it have to be a chain?
No. But I would say if you're trying to play to an audience who's gonna vote on it, that it'd probably be smarter to do.
Von Maur. That's good.
Okay, I like Von Maur. You have taste, bro. You are like, I'm scum. I'm just, bro, give me a pair of Nikes and make them cheap.
Yeah, I think the outlet stores, it's like the ones that didn't pass quality assurance checks. It's like these were just something was wrong, the thread count, or maybe there was a stain. Anyway, the outlet mall got it.
I almost bought you something at Ross the other day. You know why I didn't buy it for you? Because Maddie saw it and she wanted it.
Oh.
So I bought it for Maddie.
What was it?
It was this North Face. It was like, it actually go really hard with those pants. But it's this North Face, like cashmere, just like coat thing. Tough. I saw it and I was like, Parker.
Okay. Then I think my third would be Zara.
Okay. Tell me what you buy there.
Oh, I got a camp collared shirt. It's basically like, you can get whatever's in Vogue for the season at like a pretty good price.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got a scarf there.
You wear scarves?
Yeah,
that sounded way more judgmental than I meant it, but
I've been
trying
trying to build up the courage to
I was gonna say
accessorize more.
You have way more confidence than me if you can wear a scarf.
It's like, the idea is
Like,
really cool, and then
yeah. Oh, sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
it's just it seems like a big commitment and hard
Also,
to
you gotta have
jump
somewhere to
into that.
Well, you
It's
gotta,
like,
oh no, that's terrible.
it's like
It's the first time that's ever happened. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
it's like trying to become a hat person when you're not a hat person.
Uh-huh.
If I put on a hat to go somewhere and all the people know me as somebody who never wears a hat.
Yeah.
You're gonna be
It's
like,
like,
what
what
are
are
you
you
doing?
doing? Yeah, why are... Hey!
What
are we doing? Come on, baby. No, yeah. That's a big... And it is like a... When when I go anywhere, I'm not wearing more clothes than what I'm going to be comfortable sitting in wherever. Because I'm not wearing a big puffer coat somewhere just to have to take it off and put it back on and take it off and put it back on all day. Like, especially at work, that like, if I'm going to go outside, I'm just going to be cold for however long I'm outside. I'm not bringing 10 layers of clothes to put on every time I go outside. Hold on, let me go grab my coat. No, dude. We just wear a jacket and be a man. Respectfully. Scarf feels like the next like level up from I have my big coat on. I have a scarf.
Well, if you're not going somewhere wearing a coat, you're definitely not wearing a scarf.
Right. Well, and then it's like, okay, also I need my mittens and I need, like, it's like, where do we stop?
My earmuffs.
I need buddy. I need my earmuffs, my mittens, my scarf. And I'm like, okay, are we 6? And are you a baby? You know what I mean?
6-year-old babies out there listening are going to be really offended by that.
Good. I want all the smoke. How many 10-year-olds do you think? God, I always do this. We need to finish the draft.
Yeah, we're in the middle.
We need to finish the draft. And then I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to go Dix as my 3. Nope. Yeah. Dix is my 3. And I'm going to go like, give me like a Foot Locker because I want some shoes. So I'm going to go Dix for all my sporting goods attire. And I'm going to go, what did I just say? Finish line?
No, you didn't say finish line.
What did I say?
Foot Locker.
Foot Locker. Yep. Foot Locker is my 4. So I got one more. I think you got 2 more.
Yeah. Since you said Foot Locker,
yeah, it's a good
that
pick.
made me think, I kind of need to have a pick in
that space.
Shoe space.
Yeah.
Which is why now I'm taking finish line.
Hey.
Because I think it is better than Foot Locker.
Hell of a pick, and I respect it. And when I said Foot Locker, I meant finish line.
Yeah. Which one is the one where the people are dressed like referees?
The one that you picked. Right?
Ooh.
Foot.
I don't really
What
like
did I
that they
pick
have
again?
to dress like referees.
Why?
I think it's a weird uniform to me.
That was a cool uniform. Look like zebras.
Yeah, I always wanted to look like a zebra.
Yeah,
I wake up every day. I'm like, I wish I looked more.
Why would you? Yeah, I mean, you don't have to pick
zebra-like.
to be. I mean, would you rather be a referee or a zebra?
How long do I have to be either of them?
For the rest of your life.
And then I guess I'd rather be a referee. I mean, if I become a zebra, do I still know? Like, I used to be a human. I used to have like a good life.
No, it's over.
Maybe being a zebra.
But you
could
do
be
get
cool.
hunted.
Then I guaranteed. Then I guess I'll go back to being a referee.
All right, bet. Okay, so you got pick.
I like that. I like that style. Let's give a would you rather, but I'm gonna gently nudge you to the decision that I think you should make.
Exactly.
Okay, finish line. Now I have one left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Eddie Bauer. Is it Eddie Bauer? Eddie Bauer.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I like that. I'm gonna go TJ Maxx. No, Marshalls. I'm gonna go Marshalls. It's just Ross, but different. Let the poor people eat, baby. Woo!
I like this. I think our picks. You could have a well-rounded wardrobe.
Yeah.
If just by going to those 5 places.
100%. Yeah. How many 10-year-olds do you think that you could beat in a fight?
So it's one versus all 10-year-olds coming at once.
Uh, 10 minutes between each one.
One 10-year-old at a time.
One 10-year-old at a time. 10 minutes between each 10-year-old.
Honestly, I think.
Do you think there's a 10-year-old out there that could lay you out?
Yeah.
You really think so?
Yeah. There's.
I mean, like how big a 10-year-old is, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a 10-year-old out there with gigantism that'll just knock my.
I don't know if they
off.
would just knock your socks off though.
Not in a good. Because that implies like they're wowing me, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I mean, they're gonna knock my lights out.
Smithereens has to be the worst way to be blown, right?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. Well, there's at least one.
I mean,
more preferred way.
So okay, if even if the kid's 6'4", I mean a 6'4" 10-year-old is going to be pretty.
He's probably weighing more than me. Yeah, I would probably. They haven't developed that
right, like
hand-eye coordination.
Yeah. Also, Johnny's a giant and can't move his arms very well. Like, just. Also, you're tall. Like, you're a big person. Like, you're going to have so much reach. You have really long legs and really long arms. You're going to have so much reach on all these kids, bro. Like, do you know how big Forrest and Stout are?
Yeah, I think I'm hitting.
Like,
I'm hitting triple digits.
Younger than Forrest and Stout.
But if I'm tired, I'm worn down by the other 10-year-olds that I've slew. I think that 10-year-old with gigantism is taking me down.
What if he comes early?
It's just an eventuality. Like if he comes,
you start with him.
Even then, I think it's a coin flip.
That's. See, I have the confidence to say all of them. I don't think I would get to a point where.
I think my border of I could take all of them is probably 8 years old. I think there's also probably a 9-year-old with gigantism.
I don't think
8-year-olds I feel confident with.
I don't think I'm scared of a 10-year-old. Me and a 10-year-old. Not that I want to fight 10-year-olds.
I respect his strength. And he probably weighs more than me, and he's going to lay me out.
Interesting.
Here's another fighting question.
Okay.
How confident are you that you would be able to win in a fight against yourself? Like a copy of you, everything exactly the same. Would you win, or would the copy win?
There has to be something. There's
no difference between you. It's a completely even match. By all standards, by all measurable qualities, you are the same. Are you gonna win?
Dude, that's a really hard question, because I want to say I want to win more than I would want to lose. So does he. You know, I can't say anything about myself that isn't also true in the exact form of the other one. But scared money don't make no money, so I would kill myself. Pause. Yeah. Full pause. I think that I would be able to beat myself in a fight.
See, and I just don't have that same level of confidence.
Why?
I think
you should have.
I think it would just be a coin flip.
You should have all the confidence in the world. Well, I can't think of one thing that you can't do well.
But I'm fighting a copy of me.
I know, but I think that this is just a confidence issue.
Maybe.
I think you just need to be more confident, in everything. Like in every single thing. Like, I mean, look at you. You're a great looking guy. You're like 6'8". I mean, tall, dark, and handsome. You're smart. And you're like the smartest.
Dude, nice.
I can't, personally, I can't think of a single thing where if I were you, I'd be like, I just don't think I do this great.
I think I'd be pretty bad at childbirth.
"22 episodes in. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with Parker and I for an hour and a half almost. If you don't know what Parker looks like and want to know what Parker looks like, he's going to be on our YouTube and probably our TikToks and stuff. If you don't follow any of those, quit being a prude and go follow them.
Can I plug myself?
Please. Plug away. Plug everything that you have.
Okay, I'm no episodes out currently, but there are big plans for a podcast of my own called What Are They Doing? Where me and hosts will go over, analyze an episode of What Are We Doing?
That's so tough.
Talk about it.
That's so tough. Also, if you want to sponsor our podcast, we would let you. Not you, but anyone listening, please. Thanks for listening. Sorry that you had to look at Parker and I instead of Caleb for an hour and a half. And we love you so much. Come get your shirts or tell me that you want your shirts and I'll bring them to you or something. Got anything?
I'm all set. Yeah, thank you for a great experience. I was a little nervous at the beginning, but you know,
it's easier.
I got a little more comfortable, and also it's really nice. The teleprompter just telling me exactly what to say the whole time, so that was great.
Yeah, I am honestly. That was something that Mike really made me mad when he would just ramble about whatever, and I'm like, dude, I wrote this out so that you would follow the script, and you're not following the script. I had you on here to do one thing, and it's read, and you're not reading. Okay? I just can't turn you loose and just expect you to be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that I wasn't having to come up with anything. But yeah, thank you.
Go to Spotify, follow Turvis the person, and listen to all of Turvis's back catalog. You are our first famous guest that we've had on the podcast. So that's super lit. Thank you so much for coming out and being a part of our show.
You cannot find Turvis the person on Spotify.
Actually,
no, it's that's a SoundCloud and YouTube only.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I get Spotify and SoundCloud mixed up because I have an iPhone and I listen to Apple Music. So both of them are not my primary streaming service, and they both start with S, and you know how I get with letters. So, yeah. Peace.